get into down to business. Hacks. Live streaming hacks are something that everybody uses, but nobody wants to talk about. So we wanted to bring out some students' examples and some tips of my own to help you actually take action. Because here's the thing, right now you can't order half the gear we suggest because of supply and demand, and everybody's buying up gear, so it's all out of stock. Secondly, maybe your budget isn't there yet, right? And you have a piece of gear, but you're waiting on budget to come in to be able to flesh out your entire studio. Or maybe you're going live and something breaks and you got to get creative. So I want you to always remember that whatever the situation is, you should actually get scrappy at all times. Like, even if you have a pro level studio, sometimes you're still going to need to get scrappy and get creative with the setup so that you can keep taking action. That is what this is all about. Taking action, making progress, getting results, right? And that's what we focus on helping you do. But I don't want you to wait until you have that pro level studio that we teach you how to do in the studio workshop. And you can find that link in the description and in the comments. But I want you to just take action regardless of if and when. Right? So let me share some of our students' hacks, and I saw a few of them pop in during the countdown timer. So hopefully they're still here because we didn't give them a heads up that we're showcasing their stuff. Hello, Bruce. Okay, so first and foremost, you guys know. Actually, let me show you this. So part of what we teach you in the studio workshop that we have is how to set up a push button simple studio. Yeah. And part of that is a level 4, some level 4 gear and tech. And this allows me to push buttons and switch the shows. And I can, as you can see, like I can, change cameras, add things. If I want to show you guys the studio workshop, I'm doing that, right? It's all push button simple. And it's when it's sitting at my desk, it actually helps me focus on the content, but have a TV quality production just without anybody else running anything. I don't need a producer. All I need is me. But here's the deal. This is a, $200 plus device. And so not everybody has the budget for that. So what Catherine Mulvihill, I always screw up her name, Mulvihill, I think I'm saying that right. Catherine actually did this instead of she's waiting on the budget to do the Stream Deck in the future. But right now what she did was she put, washi tape? I guess that's like a crafter's tape or something. She put washi tape, because it's thicker, on her keys so that she can actually feel, because that's what I love about the Stream Deck, right? I can feel the keys and I can make my production switches. But she doesn't have to look down at her keyboard. She can just feel that washi tape and say Command E, and then she's changing cameras or whatever it is that she's set up. So those are like hotkeys. And that is a brilliant way. When she shared that in our You Coaching group, that's a private coaching group that we have, man, I was just so freaking excited. Oh, washi tape. Oh, okay. Paper tape. Okay, thank you so much, Doc, for that explanation. So I think that that's a really cool way to think creatively, to say, okay, I can program the hotkeys instead of needing a full Stream Deck, but what am I going to do with what I have? And you guys, we're always talking about uniquely you. What can we do with your content and your setup so that it is unique to you, so that it is your personality based on what you have available to you, right? And so I just bought 2 Stream Decks instead of the tape. Okay. Yes, Jackie says, nice tape. Love it. And so, you guys, if you do have questions, we're focused on hacks right now. If we have time at the end of the show, we will cover general questions. So yeah, paper tape. And that is Catherine's hack. And I think that that's something that's super easy for everybody to implement right now. If you can't get a Stream Deck or an X Keys, if you don't have, the budget for it just yet, do what you can with what you got. And I did not get the super chat.
Been there for a minute.
I was talking to the camera. Jason, $2.79 Canadian super chat. Get scrappy, friends. Exactly. Thank you, Jason. Speaking of Jason, I'm actually about to show his hack because he's a longtime student. But before I do, I actually want you guys to share your own hacks. What have you done in your studio? I would love for us to hear about that and get and be able to share that with the community right now. Okay. So are we going to talk about socks? We are actually going to talk about socks today. So I'll start off with why Petra is asking this. So we do mobile streaming, IRL streaming. IRL stands for in real life streaming. And we were outside one day and there was a lot of wind noise. And so we had a pro mic, but it was a lot of wind noise. So we needed to kill that wind noise. And typically, I'm looking around to see if I have, typically you have what's called a dead cat. It's a wind muff that goes around a mic. We didn't have one of those on us at the time. So instead, we took off a sock. I can't remember who took off the sock. Was it me or David? I think it was me, right? I took off the sock and then put that over the mic. So literally, just put this, like, my foot sock, right, over the mic to deaden some of the wind noise that happens from being outdoors. And you can do the same type of thing. So that is one option that you can always revert back to. It's not going to be as maybe effective as an actual dead cat. And why do they call it a dead cat? Because it looks like a dead cat. It's like this little furry thing to deaden the noise. So it's a silly name, but sad name. But that's what it's called. So also next up, we've got more socks. And that is from Jason. So Jason didn't have a boom arm, but he needed to move up the mic off of the desk to avoid that sound. Like when I put the mic down on the desk, you probably heard some noise. And so what happens is he just kind of like took a lamp that he had. You can see that right here, right? So this is just a regular lamp that he had lying around. This is his mic. This is his cat. It is not dead, hopefully. And then he just basically took a sock and, to buffer against the metal, and then strapped it down to the lamp and had his mic on a boom arm. Essentially, he created a boom arm without buying one. Didn't have one available. So that is freaking creative. This is the kind of stuff that you can do as well. So I would highly encourage you to, when you face any kind of struggle, look around your house. Start thinking, okay, these guys did it. What can I do? Right? Okay. What's the fascination with socks? Why not? Why not have a fascination with socks, Merle? But also, speaking of like mic noise, Kathleen Sinnott, who is your tech coach and our community moderator, she actually put a yoga mat. I'm not sure if she took the whole yoga mat. Did you like cut this yoga mat up or what, Kathleen? But she took a yoga mat and put it on the desk. So if this mic is sitting on the desk, not on a boom arm like Jason's, then every bit of noise that happens on the desk is going to be picked up by the mic. So when you place a rubber anything between the mic and the desk, and she used a yoga mat, then she was able to buffer out that noise. So you can, if I hit the desk, you're hearing noise. So, right. So I've trained myself not to do that. But ideally, I would either lift this mic up off onto a boom arm like Jason was hacking, or I would put something underneath the mic like Kathleen did, so that there's that buffering. So it is really, really fantastic the way people are thinking. I have a Razer gaming pad for a mic on my desk. Yes, exactly. Desk size gaming mouse mat is also good. Exactly. So any kind of rubber small thing that you've got or lying around. Exactly. Mouse pads are the perfect answer to this solution. Kathleen chose a yoga mat. All right, next up is Leonard. Oh man, I love this one. I actually never thought of this one until Leonard came along. So Leonard posted this in our You Coaching private Facebook group, and he showed that he took, because he didn't have a webcam, he can't buy a webcam. And I thought I saw Leonard in here earlier. Are you still here, Leonard? So he can't buy a webcam at the moment. I don't think maybe has the budget for a Sony mirrorless camera. And so what he did instead, to get a better angle, was he put one of those phone wide angle lenses over his laptop webcam. So this is what it actually looks like before. This is the built-in webcam. This is what it looks like with that wide angle lens. How freaking cool is that? I love that one. Oh yeah, he's here. Love it. This was a really cool one that I hadn't ever even thought about. So well done, Leonard. I like that. And now he did point out in the post that his framing is better. I will just say that for him. But his framing is like better when he actually goes live. He was just showing you the difference between the before and then the after. Just using one of those simple phone wide angle lenses. Freaking cool, isn't it? All right. I need to hack. Hold on. Oh, geez. I need to hack remember to turn off live demo mode. I did it again yesterday. No! I think I can actually get that taken care of on the Stream Deck. Just need to do it. Dang, I need that. That's cool. Nice hack right there. This is cool. Glad you guys are enjoying this. That looks great. Great idea. Whoa, awesome hack. Thank you guys for chiming in on these. And again, if you do have hacks of your own, I would love to hear them as well. Okay, so moving on to the next hack. I always get the computer. I have like 3 different computers going on here. I always hit the wrong mouse. Okay, so the next hack is from Angel Laurencio, and this is a $10 like control pad that he had lying around. And Angel just said, you know what? I already have it. I can hook this up. We were talking about the Stream Deck earlier. It's an alternative to the Stream Deck because you can use like MIDI devices or the X keys, right? And so that's what Angel did here. Just take any old gaming controller lying around and went ahead and used it in replacement of the Stream Deck. Very, very cool. I have transformed my touch bar in Stream Deck with Better Touch Tool app. Okay, Bernard, I would love to hear more about that. You should reach out to us and let us know what that looks like, what you've done specifically with that. Like do a little like short little video, a demo for us. I'm glad someone showed how well that works, was nervous to try it. There you go. Don't be nervous. That is the thing. Do not be nervous to try these different things. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't work, so it doesn't work. Move on to the next idea. Just take the action. If you have an idea, don't stop yourself from trying it, from putting it into action. That's how we become well-versed and pros at live streaming, is that we try things, we do things, we fail a lot, right? That is what I want you to really take to heart today, is that it doesn't matter if it doesn't work, something will. And part of the process of becoming a pro, which I know you want to be, is to go through that trial and error and get creative, get scrappy, do the things, and fail. Failure is totally fine because you're not failing. You're learning something along the way, right? Okay. Moving on to the next one. Holly Lee, one of my favorites. Holly Lee she's undergoing some house renovations. So literally, she doesn't have any space to work with. She is in a tiny little corner in one room, and she'll probably have to move this as the renovations come into this room or whatever I'm imagining. But what I love about this is you can see how scrappy she's gotten. She has her light and her camera, and she's like got this little work desk, and she's got the mic and the computer and the mouse. And then I asked her, I don't think I got clarification on this, but I think that this is a camping chair because it looks exactly like my camping chair. So if that's the case, she is doing whatever it takes to get the job done. That is what is so brilliant. And this is what it actually looks like from the viewer perspective. You'd never know that she's undergoing construction and that she's hacking her setup and doing whatever she's got to do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is like a little camping chair or lounge chair for outdoors. See, it doesn't matter. Like, you would never know these things. If you didn't see this first, you would never know that she's not like set up well, right? Holly, you made my day when you posted that in our You Coaching Facebook group. Allie says this is very cool.
That's my mom.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, Fabro! Oh my God!
Hi.
That's awesome. I love it. Hi, Callie's mom. We love Callie. Everybody tell Allie, who is Callie's mom, how freaking amazing Callie has been to you guys and how well she's taken care of you. Those of you who are students and who've gotten like personalized videos from Callie in our group, in our You Coaching program, like, tell Allie how amazing it has been to have Callie around. I saw this yesterday in You Coaching and thought it was amazing. No one can claim that they don't have space to stream anymore. Exactly, Alan. That's what I love about Holly's setup, is that like she has no space. She is undergoing renovations. Everything is a mess. There is no space. She found a corner that she could make it work, and she did it. And that is all that we ask from you. We do not ask for perfection. I just want you to take action. Love that. Totally a no excuses studio. 1000%. Holly is rocking some pro stuff. And that's what we teach. We teach you guys how, like, what to buy in our studio workshop. If you're not a part of that yet, we take you from beginner to no gear setups that make you still look professional. And then also all the way up to a full-on studio workshop where we tell you exactly what to buy. We give you diagrams. This plugs into that. This goes here. Everything you need to know. We show you how to build out your set background. We show you everything you need to know. We take the process that we go through with our custom studio builds for our clients that pay, $10K plus just for our fee alone. And we drill that down into a process step by step for you to do DIY for under $100. So there you go. You don't have to pay $10,000, right? More like a cross between James Ellroy. I don't know what we're talking about here, Scully. I have no idea. That just went way over my head. Like way over my head. Yes, we love Callie. We love Callie. She's cool. One by one, we are reading them all. Callie's the absolute best. Callie is very nice and cool. We love Callie. Oh, Callie, wow, great name. Let's do this more often, she says. Oh, that's hilarious. Callie is great, but she seems to like sitting on the floor. Maybe Allie went wrong somewhere as a mother. I'm not sure. But Callie really likes the floor. We love Callie. Callie is cool and amazing. Callie is the best. Callie is awesome. See, Callie is freaking awesome. Oh, that's so funny. All right, so another hack. That workshop is awesome. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. It's really good. Fabulous detail in the workshop. I love it. We love our Callie. I love you guys. I love this community. She was actually just telling me I'm gonna say something, but I didn't ask for permission to say this, but she this morning just was gushing with love for you guys. She was like, she was telling me some stories about some of our community members that she's been having conversations with. And the love and the care that was oozing from her whole body and words was just awesome to watch and to listen to. She really cares for you guys, and that is why she's here, is to do that. But I see a pay raise in Callie's future. Shh, shh. But it is pretty cool to watch somebody else come in, brand new into this community and fall in love with you guys just as much as I have. So little like love there. Now the last tip I have for you is actually one I use a lot myself, and that is boxes. Oftentimes you need to go live and you're not in your studio setup. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you're in the living room and lazy like me, not wanting to turn on all the lights, go into the studio, or you just want a different background or whatever. What you can do is you can actually just take any old boxes. If you're like us, you have boxes lying around all over the place. Or you can take books and do the same. You can just put your laptop underneath, and this is one of the tricks that I show you inside of the studio workshop, by the way. You just set your laptop up on some, prop it up on some books or boxes, and that will enable you to get a better view. You know how, so let me point this out. You know how Leonard here it's kind of like up and angled, it's the nose shot. That's what I call the nose shot. And like I said, Leonard actually doesn't go live like this. This was just for a demo purpose of the angle. But what you don't want is this angle. So you want to raise that camera up and more straight onto your eyes. So books, boxes, anything you have lying around will take care. It will help you get that more professional shot, stop the up the nose shot, and allow you to not have to be in a full studio with a pro camera, right? So I will do those things. Even the fact that I have this pro studio, I go live, I record in it all the freaking time, I still use that hack on a regular basis for different purposes. So, and another hack, this is kind of the same hack, but another story around this. We were running production for Amy Porterfield and had several guests. One of the guests so we were bringing on guests onto her stream, and one of the guests was in an Airbnb. And there was no table or desk in this Airbnb apparently. And so what she had to do was she was coming in with the up the nose shot, and we were like, we got to fix this. So she found a chair, she gathered some books that were at the Airbnb, and she propped it up. So from a chair, you can still do this. From the ground, you can sit on the floor like Callie and do this on the ground. Just build up so that you have that better angle. So it is really possible for you guys to get the job done, go live, and take the action that you need in order to make sure that you are seeing the results. You saw earlier today, some people were like, I went live and I made this much money. We hear this all the time. I went live and I'm growing my audience, or I already have an audience and I'm finally connecting with them on a deeper level, creating more loyalty, creating more trust. I was on the interview I was doing just yesterday, I was talking about the fact that live video really adds so much trust that Excuse me. That wasn't supposed to happen. But build so much trust that people will go from, like, you don't need the 7 touch points anymore, the old marketing thought process. Like it shrinks that amount of time that people will take in order to take that next step with you in your business. So that is what I want you to remember about live video and why it's so important to take action and do these things. Set yourself up with these hacks. Get your brain space in a creative place to be able to say, okay, there's no excuses. I'm going to give myself no excuses because there are all kinds of things I can do to fix the problem that I'm facing today. So what is that going to be? What are you going to do? And make sure that you have that no excuses. I want you to remember that word, no excuses, every time you start to say, well, maybe I won't go live because, right? All right. We're going to move into Q&A. Definitely go grab that workshop if you haven't already. We do have a pay what you can model if times are tight for you. So we've dropped the price to $97 for the workshop. Like I said, we typically charge for this information and the whole process that we do for our clients upwards of $10,000. So this workshop at $197 is a no-brainer. And then we also do have the pay what you can model if you need that as well. So you can head on over to livestreamingpros.com/studio, get that step-by-step training. And then you also have the option of coming into our group, our You Coaching program, which is a group environment. And that allows you the safe space to talk with others, to get feedback from David, myself, and the rest of the community. Okay. When would you consider not instituting a hack? That is a very good one, Merle. So, I mean, ultimately, you don't want to hack things like forever, right? So the whole point of the studios that we teach you how to build is that you have like one button to turn everything on. You have no excuses on a daily basis. Lighting is one of those things that I wouldn't hack. I mean, you can hack it with like natural lighting, but when you do that, you're going to have differences every time you sit down to go live. It's going to be sunny one day. It's going to be cloudy one day. It's going to change the lighting, right? So like everything that you hack is probably going to introduce an excuse later or a frustration later. The more frustrated you are, the more excuses you have, the less likely you are to take action and do the things on a regular basis. If you're like us, we're going live 5 days a week. We do, 1 to 2 recorded videos a week. We are shooting training videos, you coaching videos. Like there's a lot of video action going on in these studios. The more work I have to do or the more frustration I have in my studio, the less likely I am to do that. So that's why we build out the studios the way we do and teach you how to do that. But again, you still want to, I want to encourage you to hack where you need to in order to just get the job done. Ooh, t-shirt idea, no excuses. It looks great when this template appears with the image in a small square. Yes, I am actually using Ecamm right now to do so. This is what you're talking about with the image. These are called PIPs, PIP graphics, overlays. So picture in picture is the term that I'm referring to when I say PIP. And yes, so I am doing this in Ecamm today, and we actually have some of these graphics. The magical Mr. Paul Dixon, for those of you who are new, he is our graphic designer. Everything visual is done by him, and he has actually put together some overlay graphics for you guys to be able to use on your shows so that you don't have to beat your head against the wall trying to create them. So those will be coming out very soon. Right now we do have the countdown timers available like this. On the run from my given disaster. So that's a countdown timer. That is available now at livestreamingpros.com/store. And then we have these other overlay graphics coming Soon. Way to go, Paul. Sha la 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 said. What do you mean? What about a forehead shot? Do you mean like, I don't know exactly what you mean. Just like where it's like all forehead. Just back it up. Back it on up. All right. So I'm gonna go to questions now. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. There are a whole bunch of questions that came before, I think. Okay, what is the hack for not being able to find a capture card? You can't find a webcam either. So your camera may, depending on what camera you have, work via USB. I did a show about this, and it's available on our YouTube channel, about USB devices that will work. And so some cameras, Ecamm actually has a list of cameras that will work with Ecamm via USB. So I linked to that in that video. So definitely go watch that. And you would be able to do that. It's going to lower the quality, but it would be a way to use your better camera without actually having a capture card, since you can't get access to them just yet. You can also just use your onboard camera. Is it going to look awesome? No.
Hey!
Woo, Doc! Was there a question there?
It's Callie off the floor chair bund.
There you go. Thank you, Doc, for trying to get Callie off the floor. Oh, wait, hold on. I sent the wrong one.
There's another one.
Jesus, $499 super chat. How much do you recommend the A10 Mini as a multi-input capture card? David is not the hugest fan. We do have a lot of students who actually use that, but he would recommend against it. The Pro, I think it's called the Pro, the A10 Mini Pro would be a better option than just the Mini. Woohoo! That came in late. All right. By the way, those of you who are asking kind of general questions, we'll tackle those after we're done talking about hacks. But yay, Mike just bought the countdown. Which one did you get? Did you get the chasing? Did you get the neon? Like, which one did you choose? What color is your brand? I'm thinking orange is your brand. All right. No, not the Pro either. David is saying no. I thought you said on a stream one day that you would prefer the Pro, but he's saying I am incorrect on that one. Yeah, I was right. Orange. Good. I like the orange one. We use that for Go Live Now, the Ecamm show that I do in partnership, or the show that I do in partnership with Ecamm. Speaking of which, tomorrow, guys, Ecamm, my Ecamm show that I do every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, behind the scenes tour here in this studio. You've been asking for it every single week. People are asking me, can I see behind the scenes? And I've yet to do a behind the scenes video. It's happening tomorrow. So just make sure that you show up at 10 a.m. Pacific. Actually show up at 9:50 so that you can jam out to the countdown music. All right. Why are hacks important? Someone said hacks are important. Like I said throughout this entire video, it is important that you just get the job done, that you go live. Hacks are something that you're going to use when you don't have the proper equipment. Hacks are going to be something that you use when something breaks. Hacks are going to be something that you use when you're in a different environment and you need to get scrappy and creative. These are things that you can do that I've been showing you, that you can just make sure that you actually take action, record that video, go live, do the things that you need to do to grow your audience and make money, which are the things that you want to be able to accomplish, right? So that is why hacks are important, so that you actually have no excuses. All right, what else do we have? Why would you prefer using a countdown? I did a couple videos all about that. Generally speaking, countdown timers give you a chance to get people in get people settled, get people excited the way I do it. Like everybody's like getting excited. They love the songs. They're dancing to the music. You can do it however you want to, but it helps you gain that audience before you actually go live if you have an audience, but also it gives you a chance to fix any technical problems, things like that before you actually are going live. I did a whole video about that. I would highly encourage you to watch that. Gianni, what lights do you use for streaming? You look great. Why, thank you, Gianni. I was complaining that I was a little shiny earlier. I am actually a little shinier than normal. But I have 3 lights in this studio. So as you'll see tomorrow, Gianni, I would highly encourage you to show up at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, Thursday, to see the behind the scenes tour. I have a teleprompter in my setup. This is not a typical setup that we encourage you to use because you don't necessarily need all the things that I have in here. But I have a ring light that is like 5 feet away along with my prompter and camera. And then I also, because it's so far away, I also have 2 side lights coming in to fill that space and light me up from the side. And then I also have a hair light behind me hanging up on the ceiling just to give me some separation from the background. Jonathan, is it possible to stream the webcam M50 via Canon webcam utility on OBS as well as on Zoom at the same time? You can. Yeah, you should be able to. Audio tends to be more of a problem than the cameras. Sometimes audio can be stolen by the first app open. But like that was happening to one of our people yesterday, in fact. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah. You should be able to. However, like if audio is a problem, then the webcam doesn't matter, right? So you need to test that and make sure with OBS. I'm not particularly sure. We don't train on OBS. Linda, a few weeks ago, you shared your outline for doing lives. Can you share that again, or where can I find that? I'm going to assume that one of our moderators have maybe grabbed you the link to that. That is the whole production run of show that I showed. Griff Bros, what camera do you use? I use the Canon A51. I'm sorry. Dope. Sony A5100 with a 56mm lens. Again, because my camera is so far away from me, that's why I use the 56mm lens. We typically recommend a 16mm lens for people with the A5100 or A6100. Fred, can one change or edit the inscription of the timer? What is the main function of the streaming deck again? Okay, so Fred, so in terms of the timer, yes. In fact, so what he's talking about is on a run from a given disaster. Those words. Yes, you actually can. And whether you're using Ecamm or vMix, when you get the countdown timer from livestreamingpros.com/store, we actually show you, we have tutorial videos where we show you exactly how to do that. So we have tutorial videos for actually OBS, vMix, and Ecamm. And if you're using Ecamm or vMix, we give you a file that actually you load into those softwares that pretty much sets it up for you, and then you just have to make your tweaks, like what does the text say, how long is the countdown timer, and load in your purchased file.
Did you get the super chat?
No, not yet. Sometimes it takes a bit for it to pop up on. Main player. I just like saying that. Thanks for the amazing content. You have the best streaming channel, so informative. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate the super chat and the comment. We love helping. That's why we do what we do. So we appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then the other thing, the Stream Deck. I did an entire video about the Stream Deck. So I would highly encourage you to watch that video on our YouTube channel as well, Fred. But the purpose of a Stream Deck is to have push button simple productions. X keys is another option for PC. And so with the Stream Deck, I have all of my buttons programmed, and I have each camera that I want to switch to. I have the PIP. And I have the, if I go here and then I throw a comment, hold on, I'm just going to throw a comment here. And then I can actually hide a comment. So I can control my entire production with these buttons. And I don't have to ever look down at my production because I know where those buttons are programmed. So I can control the entire thing by just feeling, and I never look. I look down occasionally. I will say not never, but it's not like I'm constantly like looking at my software and controlling everything. That's what that would be like. And so it allows me to focus on you and the content much more. Okay. When do we get the Cali cam? Scully wants to know. We were just talking about it this morning. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're teasing you guys. Patrick, I don't know if, I know you don't recommend the A10 Mini, then what multicam switcher do you recommend? Well, what we recommend setting up, Patrick, is the system, the software, right? vMix or Ecamm, and then using X keys or Stream Deck to switch your cameras. That is what we would recommend. And I'll let David chime in the chat room if he has additional thoughts on that. Let's see. If people have Macs, why would you prefer using Ecamm? So just to be clear here, Mac is the computer, right? And then Ecamm is the software that's loaded onto the Mac, and then in Ecamm, that is what controls the entire production. So the Stream Deck is basically programmed off of Ecamm. So I set it up in Ecamm and then I build out Stream Deck so that I can control everything from the push button simple production. I have a video entirely about how I set all of this up. It's the run of show. Did we find that link?
Which link?
The run of show production that somebody else was asking about.
I don't think so.
It's like show flow or run of show. It's a live one that I did like a few weeks ago. Callie is on it.
I'm on it.
Jess Sampson, when will Live Streaming Pros release a countdown timer dance party montage on their channel? Asking for some friends. Just asking for some friends, huh, Samson? So we actually were looking for our students to provide some dance. We actually asked our students to provide some dance clips that we could create a montage around. However, we only got 2 submissions. Guys, everybody was super excited about it. They were like, I'm totally doing this. And then nobody submitted it. So I'm putting that back on you guys. You got to send it to us in order for us to put together that montage. It's going to be freaking awesome when we do that. But you have to send us your videos of you dancing so that we can put that together. Wrestling on Weed, a member for 1 month. How did you change those chat icons to square? Mine are still a red circle and it's annoying. You mean these? Like these? Yeah, Nika, I was wondering where yours were. You dance all the time. No, do not. So in the You Coaching Facebook group, I actually have the rules and links, but do not put the countdown timer above it. We just want raw footage of everybody dancing, and then we will edit it and put the countdown timer above it. So there you go. Okay. All right. Well, you keep it tame. Keep it tame. All right. So what was I answering? Oh, the square question. I believe that may be a function of the restream, but I'm not sure. If yours are circular on Ecamm. Woohoo, Killa! Hold on, Killa. Let me just answer this question real quick and I'll get to yours. So yeah, I think it may be a restream thing that is happening here, or I'm not quite sure. I'll look into that. Okay. Is your program good for beginners? Yes. So what we've done, and in fact, I have more coming out very soon. But what we've done for beginners is actually set up an entirely new workshop just for you guys that walks you through exactly how to set up without any gear, and what to do to make yourself look more professional without any gear, what you need to know. And so we've had people go through like 15 minutes of that training and go live and feel amazing and have a solid production. So we've given you everything you need to get started quickly with a super simple setup, and then also take it to the next level and build out your entire studio. And then also what I'm working on and will be released very soon is some vocabulary training, essentially. So like if you have never been in the live production world, what are we talking about when we say assets? What are all of the different components that you need to know about, and what are their functions? So that is a kind of an intense video that we've been working on, because it is an intense thing to kind of understand, right? And so I wanted to make sure I drill it down, really make it comprehensible. Okay. It's like, that doesn't sound right. Make sure that it is super awesome training for you. So we'll be getting that out the door to you ASAP. I've been streaming since 2016, found plenty of value in the program. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. Okay, what else? Andy says, I have a bunch of gear like the 70D ring light, SM7B mic, Ecamm, Elgato green screen. Will the studio workshop that I bought help to get the most out of these gear, out of the gear that you already have? So while we don't like teach on other setups than what we recommend, right? You can absolutely, and we encourage you, actually there's a lesson in there. We encourage you to take a look at what you have and then make sure that it'll work for live streaming, because certain cameras don't. And then we actually have a workbook for you to write all of this stuff down and process through that information. And so then you'll be left with what else do you need to purchase to complete your setup. So yes, it will help you with that, because you're just going to adapt your thinking, right? So if we say A6100, then you say to yourself 70D, and then you just swap those things out. Does that make sense and sound good? Deanna's Fashion, we do not create the setup when you buy the workshop. That is a DIY. We create the setup, yes. We give you a kit that tells you exactly what to buy, so that there's no guesswork in it. Do we actually physically do the work for $97? No. That's all on you. However, we do actually, that is one of the services that we provide. And so if you have a budget of $30,000 or more, that would include the fee that we charge to actually do the work, then you can reach out to us at support@livestreamingpros.com, and we can chat with you about a setup where we go out to you. And we do that with Michael. We've done that with Michael Hyatt, Amy Porterfield, Pat Flynn, Benji Travis, all kinds of people, Ryan Levesque. So that's kind of our primary service that everybody knows us from. And then we also took that information and drilled it down into the workshop. So that's the differences between the two. Let's see. Dean, did you get my dance video? Yes, I did, Dean. You were one of the two. I appreciate you, Dean. Nobody else sent anything. They were all so excited. And then I think they just got nervous. Doc wants to know, when doing a live to a Facebook group, there was a step to ensure comments come through. Was it when doing a live to a Facebook? Oh, yeah. So, Doc, when you go live to a Facebook group, Facebook themselves, it has nothing to do with the software that you're using, but Facebook has locked down the ability for you as a broadcaster to see the names and pictures of who is commenting. You can still see the comment, but you can't actually see the name and the person or the person's avatar. So what will show up in Ecamm if you're using it, or vMix if you're using it, is like just the comment, and it'll say user. Facebook user, I think is what it says. So what they have to do is when you go live to a group, Ecamm will actually ask you to do this. They will allow you to put like a little blurb in your description that includes a link for the users, for the viewers in your group to click and approve you to see their information. So it's a little like, it's a little hack to get around that, but it's not a hack. It's like what Facebook wants. I don't really get why Facebook has done that. It's a whole privacy thing, but it's just weird and awkward because then you have to like be like, hey guys, if we want me to see your comment, you have to do this. It just adds a whole nother thing. Patrick, thank you guys for the resources. I don't do any live production, but not a lot of your advice translates to regular YouTube videos. Yes, Patrick, thank you for saying that. In fact, we built out the workshop and the training that we do so that it's relevant for either YouTube videos, recorded videos, webinars, event, like not events, but like just like, yeah, like webinar type of situations, right? Or live video. Live video definitely has some extra aspects to it outside of recorded video, but we thank you for saying that. I'm glad because we, I know, right? Wait, wow, don't get choked up. But yeah, like we worked extra hard to make sure that that happens. Ryan, on Ecamm Live, how do you have two people on screen plus a large desktop screen? Okay, so Ryan, I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to find a way around that. It doesn't actually, I think I might, I'm going to try and hack it is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really natively work for two people, for a two people pip. But we're working on figuring out a way to do so. So stay tuned is what I'm going to say to that.
Hooray!
Hooray! My language challenge. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Or £5 super chat. I don't want to be, an American and just assume everything's dollars. I've been watching you guys for a while and just figured out how to do super chat. Yay! It's hard on mobile. That may be your problem, what your problem was in the past. But thank you so much for being here, for watching, and for the super chat. I was watching your video about simulcast, so I can't schedule in Facebook the live, right? It was confusing me. There's a lot of nuances. This is one of the tough things about live video is that there are a lot of nuances, and if this, then that kind of scenarios. And that's actually that beginner training that I was working on. That's what I'm trying to like create for you guys so that you have all of that information. So if you're simulcasting through Restream, which is I'm assuming where you're going with this, like today I'm using Restream to simulcast through Ecamm and so I do not schedule my streams using Restream because then I would not get your comments up on screen. However, when Ecamm releases their new system that allows simulcasting natively integrated into the software, that you will be able to schedule and still get comments. But what you have to do in Restream is actually, if you schedule your stream on Facebook, you then have to grab the RTMP information, which is the code that it gives you to speak to between Restream and Facebook. Is that communication code. You have to input that information into Restream at that point. I've done a whole video about that in terms of like how I set that up. If you didn't watch that one where I talked about Restream and Ecamm, then definitely watch that because it explains it visually. But yeah, so you have to like put that RTMP information in, and the comments won't travel through that communication code essentially. So I don't get comments up on Ecamm if I use RTMP. Does that explain it? Within the next few months is all the information I have at that time. Is it better to wait and not pay annual in Restream? Depends on your internet speed. So Ricardo, do you have, so we suggest that you have 10 megabits per second upload speed per stream that you're doing. So if you want to stream to 2 locations, you need 20 megabits per second. If you want to stream to 3 locations, you need 30 megabits per second upload speed. Upload, not download. So if you have that bandwidth, then you could do it from your from Ecamm when that new version is released. However, your computer also needs to be, really solid so that you're not just loading all of that on the computer. So, is it better to wait? I see a bunch of questions coming through about like, is it better to wait? Again, it depends. You can use Restream if you don't have the bandwidth on your local side, because what you're doing with Restream, bless you, is sending out a single signal with that 10 megabits per second upload speed, and then Restream is sending that broadcast out to the multiple locations. They take that bandwidth burden from you, so you gotta think through those. Yeah. That's I as I've been working on this like super basic training, I'm like, wow, no wonder people need us, because like there's hopefully that didn't come out sounding weird, but like there's so many nuances, there's so many details to consider, there's so many if this then that kind of scenarios within live video that you don't have in recorded video or anything else. So it's definitely a scenario that I am trying to nail down better training so that it's very clear of like how to go about this stuff. Restream is worth it just for sending the right signal at the right platform at the right settings. Do it. Yeah, that's a good point too, right? So you can set up your different settings per platform in Restream. So there's a lot of benefits. There are drawbacks too. So you could go month to month if you want to wait and see if you like the Ecamm version better too. Okay. Just Samson, would it be possible or even advisable to effectively run someone's client live stream remotely? If I have the gear and you have the time, let's go live. Not really. It's a tough cookie to crack to run those live streams remotely. You can, but you have to have definitely the right setup. It is tricky. There's a lot of things involved in that. We ran and we run events, as you guys know, physical events, and so we've done a virtual event, and it's now that this time is what it is, and it is tricky. So I would not advise going into it lightly is what I would say there. Guillerme, what do you think? Oh gosh, I don't know that interface, but what I will say is keep it as simple. Like if you don't need an extra audio interface, keep your setup as simple as possible. Ricardo, is it better? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Okay. Phew. So many things to consider, but it also changes constantly. So we'll need you forever. Good. Because I want to keep you in my life forever. All right, you guys. Tomorrow I am going to be doing a behind the scenes tour, and Callie's probably going to be running camera.
Woo!
New job for Callie. So if you want to see behind the scenes in my studio and understand like where we have everything set up and how everything works around here, definitely hang out with us. Put 10 a.m. on your Pacific on your calendar. You can go to livestreampros.com/live and you can get access to the Google Calendar. Add that to your calendar so you know when we're live every day. You can add show notifications via Facebook Messenger so that we remind you when we go live. And you can see the upcoming streams as well. Thank you so much for some great questions. Great encouragement. I love the hacks, and I hope that this has been inspirational for you to take action, have no excuses, and get freaking scrappy and creative when things go wrong, because they will, or you may not have something. I want you to always, always, always remember to be creative and just find a way to make it work. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. We're going to dance it off.